Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so, first of all, I want to send big, warm congratulations to the Los Angeles Lakers on their first win. It's nothing minor about it. Um, when you look at the situation, the Lakers have struggled a great deal on the first 6 games of this season. Even in the preseason, we had a lot of struggles. A lot of those struggles had nothing at all to do with just the guys. A lot of that had to do with players not fitting on the team, circumstances making it so that guys' energy is bad, circumstances that may not necessarily be within their control, but more so in the organization's control. So I think it's very important to take a look at the men in the uniform and just say they have something to be very, very happy about. And since things have been so incredibly negative, celebrating a win, especially your first win under these circumstances, is a good thing. Those guys need something to rally around. They need something to be happy about. They need something that's going to propel them through the rest of this season. We know what they're up against, and we know it ain't good. And we know they're trying, and we know they weren't given a easy slate or an even keel slate or a clean slate or whatever you want to say. We know they were given a hole to dig themselves out of as a team. Okay, so that's what I want to say. I want to shoot those guys plenty bail before I start doing what I know I'm about to do. Now, this is the reality of it. I didn't turn on the camera to say congratulations. I turned on the camera to say congratulations as a disclaimer before I go in. I'm a Los Angeles Laker fan for almost 30 years. And as I told you guys yesterday when we got this win, that I was happy and I was pleased. But that's not what we're here for, is to get victories. And if we're celebrating victories under these circumstances, then we're kind of looking at the situation with short arms, so to speak. And what I mean by that is you have small goals. If you're, as a franchise, this ecstatic about a victory, your first victory when you've been playing 6 games. I understand that we're in a different era right now. I watched Patrick Beverley cry tears of joy last year when his team got out of the first round of the playoffs. And as a Laker fan, we understood everything that I said in the first minute and a half of this video. Basically, when I was watching Pat Beverley, I'm like, look, those men got different circumstances. They ain't been to the playoffs in 25 years. You don't know what they've been through all year. You don't know how hard it's been for them to try to fight up the hill. You don't know how hard it was for Patrick Beverley to go to Minnesota and sit there and accept his fate after pouring his love into the Clippers and all of that. I get it beyond a shadow of a doubt. So when I look at the situation, I have to say, what makes all of this what it is isn't the guys, it's the goals. It ain't the guys, because what they got to deal with, they should be able to celebrate. But the goals that the teams are trying to shoot for, I can't speak for Minnesota. They got an entirely different culture. So whatever they feel, let that be good for them. But for us, we are a different beast, man. We're different. And I can tell you the truth. My fan base, what we saw in that locker room, it embarrassed us. It embarrassed us very bad. And I know those guys don't intend to do that, nor do they care. And I encourage them, for what it's worth, to only care because they're Lakers. Because if they were Clippers, Kings, Bucks, or anybody else, the only thing that really matters is the first 2 minutes of what I said in the video. But because of the unfortunate double standards of being a part of this Laker Nation cult type thing that we got going on over here, we're from a state of mind where when we see that, we look at it like that's not Laker way. We celebrate like that when we've won the championship. A victory like that we just won, We're slapping hands. We're happy, but we're poised because we still got work to do. We know it's a damn good chance we're going to lose the next game. And there's nothing to be happy about with one victory when you have 6 losses and you have 82 games to play plus playoffs and a championship goal. We have 17 NBA championships. We do not hang banners for divisions, for conferences, or any of those type of championships. We only celebrate Larry O'Brien, and to be honest with you, we only celebrate Larry O'Brien until it's time for us to get our parade going and get the rings on our hands. After the ring ceremony, we kind of put that behind us. It goes into the window there. You guys look up at the window and see Jeannie having all those 17 Larry O's. Yeah, it goes in the window. We appreciate it as Laker lore, and we immediately get back to work with the same mentality, because we ain't impressed by nothing, not even Larry O. Only many Larry O's in one flurry. Do you understand what I'm saying? We don't get down like that. That's what I'm saying to you. Now, if I were in that locker room, I'd be jumping around, popping bottles, and I'd just be ready to hear what it is Brandon has to say right now. That's the reality of it. I'd be in there with him, jumping around. That's a real deal thing, and they should be celebrating that. And they shouldn't give a damn about what anybody thinks about that. But what I'm saying is, we still have to be ourselves. And this anybody, we don't go for that. The Laker in me, when I saw that, I said, these boys ain't champs. With respect to AD and Bron, who's already won it, these boys ain't champs. We know champions. Champions don't get that excited about no damn victory when they've got a 5-game losing streak. And they know the next team they're about to see is one of the best in the league, and they're probably going to get pummeled by them, even if they play their best. You don't find no reason to be happy because you're on to the next game. You don't find too much happiness in the victory because you're too busy looking at the 5 losses and how many things you still have to do in order to be good enough to actually compete in this league. We're happy about beating a Denver Nuggets team that had one of the worst bench performances they've had all year. They should have beat us if they did what they were supposed to do. Why are we happy? You know, and everybody who watches the Lakers knows what this reminds us of. We don't have to even bring it up, to be honest with you, for most of us who just kind of remember. Kobe on Jimmy Kimmel. Lakers had just gotten victory. Robert Sacre. I don't remember who all was there. I know it was Nick Young. Who else was on there? Might have been a few other guys. I don't remember who they were. But of course, they were up there goofing off after a victory. We were on like a losing streak of some historical sort. We were a horrible basketball team. Obviously, Kobe wasn't there. He was hurt. But he was at Jimmy Kimmel. And they were showing him what was going on. The type of crap that had happened an hour before that moment with his team. And he just showed his face. And you could see the disgust on his face and the embarrassment on his face as he was sitting on Jimmy Kimmel's show, and his bad basketball team is celebrating a victory like pompous idiots as if they actually have something to celebrate. Now, that wasn't nearly as acceptable as our guys here. Not even close. Nor had those guys ever accomplished anything to even be worthy of celebrating anything. At least Bron and AD got a championship for themselves. But what I'm saying is, that's the same display. It's the same embarrassing display that we saw then, and it's the same embarrassing display that we saw when we start putting up those please stay D12 those billboards that we put up when we were trying to get Dwight Howard not to leave us the first time. Same type of embarrassment. We, Laker Nation, don't get by any 3 of those acts. I want to speak for anybody who agrees with me. We don't want to put up no billboards asking anybody to stay here, ever. We didn't want to do it with Dwight Howard. We don't want to do it with anybody else. That was beneath us in every way. 2, we don't celebrate victories when we've been losing like we are losing. We collect championships, and we do it for fun. While everybody else is doing their very best to get one, we're entitled to them. And that comes with a certain level of respect in how we hold ourselves. We do not celebrate victories when we're down 0-5 and everybody else has won a game before us. We don't want to see footage of our team popping bottles and all of that because we ain't earned even a fraction of that. This didn't start with Kobe on Jimmy Kimmel. This was years before that too, you gotta understand. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar set a tone. There's a very, very famous story going around where Magic Johnson won the first game of the season and he hopped in the arms of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar told him to never do it again because we got 81 more of these. And of course, the infamous story goes when Magic said, if you hit that shot 81 more times, I'm gonna jump in your arms 81 more times. But that, my friends, helps you understand the tone that has been in this organization for over 40 years. We do not play about no damn one-win victories. One win? What are we, the Clippers? When you put on this uniform, and I'm saying this, and this is not the first time I've said this in about 48 hours, when you put on this uniform, you got to understand the culture and what it is that these people respect. We are rabid fans who have a very specific spirit about us. We understand the small victories of life. We understand people coming up against great obstacles. We understand that the culture that we ask of people in this uniform is not something that should apply to other places. But that's why you come here. That's why you come to the Lakers, because you know we're going to hold you to a higher standard than any of them other 29 teams out there. So if you're coming here, you need to come here correct, because we are not them. You go there to collect a check. You come here to collect rings. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if Jeannie sees it that way. I don't know if the organizational front office sees it that way. But just like I'm telling you, it don't matter, because even front offices can be removed. This culture, that stays stuck to us. We ain't gonna change. We feel this has helped us stay the way we are, and we're certainly not gonna change for anybody who's not living up to the standards that we know we demand, which this team clearly is. We ain't done nothing but complain about this roster for the last 2 weeks. They get one victory and they're jumping around like they have no sense. I'm sorry. I look at Russell Westbrook. He done made about 170 mistakes in a row. The man made one crossover move, laid the ball up, and started shimmying in the face of his opponent. I don't like it. As a Laker fan, I don't like that shit. LeBron James does the same thing. You done lost 5 games in a row, bro. You dunk the ball one time, and all of a sudden got to do a shimmy and all that. What? We don't like it, bro. We don't like it. We were raised by Cap. We were raised by Kobe. We were raised by Shaq. We don't celebrate small victories. We certainly don't gloat to make ourselves feel better when we barely up by 2. We decimate our opponent and we walk away with pride because we're not impressed by decimating them, because it's what we do. It's what we do to survive. As Laker Nation, you gotta understand the mentality. We come from a Mamba mentality. Winning, that's part of our lifeblood. We're not excited about that. Our lungs breathe. Winning is what we do. We ain't sitting up here celebrating every time our heart beat. That's what we do. Sit up here talking about, oh, finally got our first win. Congratulations to Coach Ham. Congratulations, Coach Ham, for sure. You got to get a lot more victories, bro. A lot more. You know what I'm saying? Team is bad. We don't need no showers of champagne and jumping around. And see, this is the thing that bothers me the most. LeBron James has been in more championships than anybody else. How do you celebrate these small victories, bro? How is this something that you can... I don't understand the mentality. I recognize the results because he's been to the finals a million times, so maybe this is just a different way to play. But I don't get it. I think you give way too much leeway to your opponents. I think you give way too much strength to the other side when you appear to be this desperate, this weak, and this impressed by small feats. I'm sorry. We're not. We're warriors. We're not impressed by small feats. Do you know how many games it takes to win an NBA series? It takes 4 wins. You just got 1. If you look at the Laker Nation as we're waking up this morning, If you notice our psychology, if you notice us closely, we were happy until we saw that, and then we were unhappy again. Do you understand? We're different, man. We're different because we see the bigger picture. We didn't get one win. We're 1-5. That's what we are. See what I'm saying? We didn't get a victory. A victory is us getting out of this 0-5 hole. A victory is getting a trade going so we can get players on this team that aren't happy about one single win when we got 5 losses. The first thing I said when I saw what I saw in that locker room is we have got to get these people off our team. It's the same thing I said when I saw Soccer and all them and when Kobe was sitting on Jimmy Kimmel. It's exact same thoughts. We have got to get these people off our team. They're not Lakers, bro. They're NBA players, they're winners, they're great athletes, but that is not, I don't identify with this. As a person who pushes the Laker way, I do not identify with any of this. This is loser stuff. These are losers, bro. I know a loser mentality. They're happy to get one win, and we got 5 losses. You know what I want to see out of that team? Guys lacing up their shoes, answering questions with the type of tone that I have right now, and being intent on doing everything they can to strategize for the New Orleans Pelicans. Ain't nothing to celebrate. What's there to celebrate? And as I said, chemistry is important. When guys are going through it, when guys are having a tough time, when guys don't have a whole lot to celebrate, they need something to rally around. Maybe this will get them propelled to the next space. Maybe this is what they need to do. Fine. They need to stay within their group. Don't worry about being Lakers. Just worry about being together. I get that. Not only do I get that, that's what I would be telling the guys. I would tell them, don't even listen to BDF 44 because we need to stay together. They're not going to be happy unless we're winning, and this is what it takes for us to win. We just got to be ourselves, and what I'm saying is we got to get these guys who are being themselves off of this team and get more guys who can be themselves better. That's all I'm saying. I don't play around about the Lakers, bro. We didn't have too many Hall of Famers come in here and win too many championships for us to be satisfied with one victory when we're 0-5. I'm telling you, a good portion of this fan base feels exactly the way I do. We are pissed off. We're not just unhappy. No, we're angry. We've been through this before. We've been embarrassed like this before. We've had guys who lose in our uniform embarrass us like this before. And what teams have to understand, or rather what the players have to understand is, we're in a war with our enemies in our minds. The Celtics, all these teams. We've been at them for years. And we've been talking head at them for years too. When they was down, we was talking. When we was up, we was talking, and we knew what up meant. So when you see guys in our uniform in year 70, how many years we've been in LA? 77, whatever it is. Happy about a freaking one victory when we've been losing the whole time? Breaking records, breaking shots, breaking records, being inept. They finally get a victory, and the first thing they want to do is act like it's a championship. There's nothing more un-Laker-like than celebrating small victories in the presence of great failure. There is nothing less Laker than that. And I'm telling you, these guys are fine if they're anywhere else. If you're anywhere else in the world, I promise you, this is a ridiculous conversation. But when you're us, nah. This is how we've remained who we are. By having this mentality and having players come into this organization with that mentality, backing us up and winning a lot. And it comes with a certain understanding is what it takes to win the next game. And when you have this mentality, for this game, you definitely are not expected to do nothing in the next one. And that's the point. Damn it, that is the point. It's the same thing I've been saying about Dwight Howard. I bring him up every other day in regards to that 2009 championship. Because he was volleying around with this same type of spirit that these loser Lakers got going on right here. And we knew for a fact that Kobe, Powell, and our guys were going to take their heart from them. Because this energy right here that I'm referring to is the exact type of energy that we attack. That's why we don't respect it, because it's the weakness that we feed off of. We don't engage in this type of nonsense as Laker Nation. We just don't. If you're going to celebrate like that, you better make damn sure the cameras don't let us see it. I'm telling you, I'm an embarrassed Laker fan. It's one of the most embarrassing mornings I've had as a Laker fan. Because it ain't enough for us to suck. We got to have small victories and then act like they're big victories. It's just beneath us. And so, as I stress this bit of our culture toward you, I just want to encourage you to understand that if you don't have the 17 championships to back up this, you look crazy. If you're not a part of Laker Nation and you're just seconding this energy and you're applying it to your team without the success that's attached to it, you look crazy. Just being honest with you, I'm telling you how it works here. And I understand how unique it is, but this is what it's about. This is why everybody can't come here. This is why guys come here clam up. This is why guys can't catch basketballs from other guys when they're wearing this purple and gold, because we put a pressure on you that's very difficult to live up. We put expectations on you and a certain uniform on you that I don't know that I'd want to wear myself if I were an athlete. But as a person on the inside of it, I know if they adapt to it properly, they'll be a part of this thing forever. And we're going to be winning, because we always have. And we're going to put enough pressure on our organization with the understanding that we've had as diehard fans to help them understand the culture, help them understand what we see, and then from there put pressure on them to make the right decisions so we can continue to be this good. And when they start getting away from the culture, or they start forgetting what our bigger goal is, or they start forgetting what it is we respect, you better believe we will remind them. You better believe Laker Nation will remind them. So that's what I'm here to do. I speak on behalf of all those who agree with me. Purple and gold, man. We take this thing very seriously. Just like all fans take this thing very seriously. A lot of us have watched these games and rooted these games on with people that are no longer with us no more. You understand what I'm saying? We celebrated these games and moments with people that we don't speak to anymore. These things aren't just us rooting for us. What we root for, this is stuff that keeps us going in some ways. So when it ain't represented in the way that we are, it isn't representing the Laker way, and they're doing it in ways that we know is some loser-ish. This is loser-ish. Facts over feelings. It's some loser-ish. Not even winning the first playoff game. This ain't even the first playoff game. At least the Timberwolves, they was winning playoff games when they was celebrating. You guys is jumping around off a first victory off a team that couldn't play well enough to beat us, even though we know damn well they're better than us. I just felt it was very necessary to declare what it is we respect, man. And to show my disdain for the behavior. Complete disdain. And I'm wired to be that way, raised by people who taught me how to be as regards to this. So I say thank you, Kareem. Thank you, Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Laker Nation. Because you've set a standard for me in my life that I take seriously. You ain't never gonna see me celebrate no small victories like this in real life. I carry this into my real life too. You ain't gonna see that. No. Thank you, God, for the victory. I'm humbled by the fact that I have a victory. Show me how to get the next one. It's yay! Wow, we did it! You ain't did nothing. You did nothing. You're still the worst team in the league. You're still a team everybody can't stand to see, can't wait to blow up. Like, you ain't did nothing. Humble yourselves, Lakers. Find another way to get another victory. Find another way to continue to get incrementally better. Make us eat these words by getting another win. That's basically all you need to do. Be offended enough by what I'm saying to go out there and shut me up. Because if you don't do that, you're just reinforcing what it is that we're saying. That this is some loser-ish and y'all some losers. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out. Kobe Minute. Gotta acknowledge that. And mind you this, since it's the Kobe Minute, we need to acknowledge something else. Kobe had times where he celebrated small victories. At times. But you know what else he did? He reeled it back in, got back out there, and stayed on his grind. If this team doesn't do that, they're not worth any of our time. BDL44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.